The last few years have been rough for a lot of folks, with lessons abounding for how we can take care of ourselves and others.
Here are 3 of those lessons that come to mind right now. First, to never take good health for granted.
2, income is dependent on your constant good health and ability to get out there and hustle.
3rd, that the idea of community is senseless unless it involves a deep level of care for one another.
Right now, Seth is embodying all 3 of those lessons.
You probably know Seth. He's a steady presence in Michigan music and activism, and he's been that way since his first album dropped in 2001.
Maybe you've seen and heard him standing up for clean water in Lansing and beyond.
Maybe you've seen and heard him advocate for racial justice around the state, or working with youth or teaching songwriting for social justice.
Or on stage with Jordan Hamilton, airborne or aquatic, solo rocking, powerful lyrics, face-melting guitar licks across the nation.
But you haven't seen or heard much from him lately.
And if you're anything like me and used to seeing Seth in these multiple roles just running around, you would know that you probably haven't seen Seth a lot lately. And we were about to go on a bunch of shows. While we were on tour, that Seth started feeling some back pains. And I originally was like, oh man, you just got to do some stretches, just do some stretches. But it just kept getting worse. And I witnessed him kind of just start like deteriorating in health. He was throwing up consistently, had fevers. His back was aching to the point where he just couldn't even walk. And, I was helping him load out. And then that got so bad that he started getting some doctor's appointments and checking out what was going on. And it's a misaligned hip problem that was going on that caused him chronic pain. And it was misdiagnosed a little bit. But after a while, they finally got the diagnosis. And also he figured out that he had Lyme disease. And so I thought he did the proper thing and he took off from doing a bunch of shows.
Seth embodies this idea of community. Over the years, Seth has served as an educator, as an advocate for regenerative farming, as a weaver of the incredible Michigan music scene,
As the founder of the Earthwork Music Collective, and as a host of the beloved Earthwork Harvest Gathering held on his family farm in Lake City every September.
He's an organizer, a songwriter, a gatherer, a community member, a friend, partner, peer, and a father.
He's also founder and co-executive director of Title Track.
One of the best messages Seth has ever taught me is the idea that we have an obligation as creative musicians and creative artists. And that obligation is to make sure that everyone who comes to be around us and comes to support us feels wanted, loved, respected, and find a sense of belonging in our presence. Now it's our turn to do that for Seth.
So beyond Seth's public-facing arts and culture work, he's a generous friend and a community member who tends to relationships in the community with the utmost care and attention.
Seth's daily work entwines just about everything we hold dear in our lives.
Seth Bernard has, what he has cultivated in the Northern Michigan community is unrivaled, and he has given so much to all of us. And right now, he needs us to give.
But now Seth needs to stop. He needs time to stop and rest and heal.
But he has bills to pay and obligations to meet and a daughter to care for.
So he needs our help. He needs your help.
It's time to help a man who's been doing nothing but helping us for years on end.
Think about what Seth Bernard has done to make your life a little better. Did you enjoy that song?
Did you enjoy that show? Did you go to that festival that happens in Lake City?
Or that rally for racial justice and just come away glowing?
For me, Seth has always been a dear friend and a great source of inspiration and connection and uplift and encouragement and inclusivity since we were kids in high school.
Seth is one of the most fun people to play a show with on the planet, and even when he looks at you to solo and you really don't want to and you have nothing to solo at all, you still just want to because of that grin, that energy, that belief in you. And Seth's just an amazing artist.
I've known Seth since he was a baby. My wife Shelley and I moved to the farm when he was a toddler. I was his 5th grade teacher and high school band director, and through that whole time, I saw the kind of passion and compassion that Seth had for others in the community that he lived in. And I think it's time now for us as a community that Seth worked so hard to foster, to step up and help him do the self-care that he needs, the rest, the medical help, and get back to doing what he does so well, and that's fostering community and love for all of us.
Let's show Seth that we know what community care looks like.
I've never met anybody who's put as much energy into giving as he has. And now it's time for us to give back.
Let's show the world that it's okay to take time to rest and heal without having to worry about your ability to keep up on the bills.
Help us keep Seth on the fast track to recovery in every sense of the word.
Yeah. It's time for us to give something back to our friend Seth Bernard. We love him so much.